And there's the bell for round one. That punch lands. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. He just misses with that jab. Open-air outdoor stadium. What a venue for this contest.
In such heat, the cornermen need to be able to do their job. Think about what they're doing. One to cool you down, one to ice you back, one to give you instruction in your head, and one to just calm you to tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Because that's the most important thing. Forget about the heat. Forget about everything else.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You'd like to see more jabs. They exchange punches. He did catch him. He caught him clean. Clean as a whistle. Nice counter shot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do different? There's the bell for round two. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter shot. That hook doesn't score. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? This is a high-octane battle. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Catch and shoot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. On to the third. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That counter punch caught him clean. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter. That counter shot lands. The perfect counter lands. The courage on display here is incredible. Good counter punch. Nice job to block that uppercut. Good counter punching. Beautiful. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford. Here we go to the fourth round. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Both men step back for just a moment. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round. There's the bell to start round 5. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
That jab misses. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Can't find a home with that jab. Back and forth they go. throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you're going to get knocked out. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. There's the bell for round 6. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Perfect counter shot. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The jab not finding its target. Punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Can't find a home for that jab. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that one. There's the bell for round 7. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Beautiful counter punch. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Well done with that counter shot. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back. Hold it right there. Terrence Crawford just got rocked. Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. And that is that. It is a knockout. What a win. It happened. You saw it here live. A knockdown.